Welcome to Midday. On this Wednesday, we're starting the show with Shelby Volo from Abbott Wealth. Thanks for being here, Shelby.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And we are talking about not really anything to do with Christmas this time around,
No,
but more
not
so
Christmas today.
No, but if you're thinking about buying a rental property, maybe you're thinking about summer already and you want to get that lakefront or beachfront rental property, or maybe it's in the mountains, a mountain retreat.
Maybe Sun Peaks,
maybe it is.
Maybe like snowboarding.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I know a lot of people have this on their list of things to do eventually, buy a rental property, but a lot of times that can come with a hefty price tag. So teaming up with people or friends is something I know a few people that have done that.
Yeah, quite a few people do that.
But there's financial tips and things to be aware of,
There's
right?
lots of ins and outs to think about when you're gonna look at maybe doing this.
Okay.
There is pros and there is cons, of course.
Yeah.
One of the pros being you don't have to come up with the whole down payment by yourself.
Right.
Which is awesome. You can have a bigger budget because there's more than just you going in, so it's not just based on your sole income.
Right.
So that helps. So it's easier to qualify. And then you're splitting all the maintenance costs and taxes and all the things that go into owning a property.
Okay.
So there is a lot of positives to it.
Those negatives, though, because you wouldn't necessarily be the sole owner.
Nope.
And then you have, I mean, it can sometimes look really good on paper, right?
Yeah, I think it sounds really good until you really look into the nitty-gritty. So it's not just your home, right? You have to come up with a schedule of when you're going to use it. Who's going to handle the maintenance, because it is a team thing, right? So sometimes it'll just fall on one person and the other person doesn't do any of it, which isn't really fair. And then if you are marketing to, you know, show that you can rent your vacation home for portions of the year, who's taking over the marketing? Is it 50-50? Is it one person? So how do you make that fair? And then this was what would scare me. If you had to rely on someone else to be responsible to make those payments, right? It's not just you who you might be really responsible, but then whoever you've teamed up with, like, do you know if they are responsible with money? How does that work? And then if, say, one of the owners was getting divorced or got in a car accident, was getting sued, or trying to get a list of all their assets, their name's on title. That's an asset too, right?
See, these are the little things you don't think about. What happens too if somebody wants out? I mean, you can get into...
That's a really big thing too, because what if you can't afford it by yourself? I mean, maybe you could find someone else that wanted to buy in with you, but you're still gonna have to go through all the legal logistics to remove one partner. And if it was really intended to be a long-term thing and then someone decides 2 years in they don't want to be a part of it anymore, that's probably going to be a little tricky for you.
I think we have some pictures, and I just want to put up the first picture here. This is so I wanted to talk about this. I know you gave us the option to talk about this, but Shelby put this out on social media, right, Shelby?
Yes, on Facebook.
And this is what people wanted this segment to be about today.
I was pretty interested that this was what they wanted to talk about. So I said, let's do it.
Yeah, that's great. And then, of course, we have some pictures of just, you know, various homes.
Vacation homes.
So this one is Barrier. Okay.
And the Shuswap and Sun Peaks, because realistically, I think most Kamloops locals are probably looking to not travel too far if they are going to buy a vacation property that isn't in Mexico in a timeshare or something like that.
Yeah, we have friends that bought in with other friends up in Sun Peaks, and things have gone very well. But that's another thing that would scare me. You'd really have to know who you're getting into this with, because I think if you get into any sort of legal battles and things, that can always end a friendship, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. I personally wouldn't want to own something with a friend, because if something does go wrong, or, you know, someone could get resentful about the maintenance thing, or that maybe someone missed payments, and then you can kind of maybe potentially ruin your friendship over that.
Yeah.
But so that's something to think about anyways.
So would you, I mean, you would obviously, I assume, ask people to contact a financial advisor and
a lawyer, for sure.
And a lawyer, okay.
Yes, definitely, from all the legal perspectives and everything that goes along with that. But things to consider that I thought were really great: have you visited the area more than once? So it might seem like somewhere you want to go, but do you want to continually go there every year? Because once you own a vacation property, you got to go there.
Yes.
Yes, so that was one. Would you rent it out? When would you make time to use it? So how many holidays do you get a year, and do you want to spend all of them at this vacation property? And does it fit in with your retirement? So if you retire, are you still going to want to own this vacation property? Is it somewhere you'd want to spend a lot of time, more time? And if it's shared ownership, how does it look if you do want to utilize it more than the other party?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. You really have to plan out your vacation and all those weekends or weeks.
Yeah, especially if you're going to want to utilize the busy time where you could make more money in rent, like snowboard season and Sun Peaks. You could make way more money renting it out at that time versus the summer.
Absolutely.
So it's important if you want to go at those busy times or not as well.
This all comes down to compromise, I think.
Yes, and will it be harder?
That's a hard one.
Yeah, I agree, and that's all it's going to be is compromising when you're owning with someone else, right? And will it be harder to meet long-term goals for your retirement or your future, maybe saving for your kids' education when you do have this additional second mortgage happening as well? So sometimes people don't think about the big picture that way.
So this could be a pipe dream for a lot of people.
It
could come true, but then if you're going to make that happen with friends or with others, you have to be really cognizant about how that's going to go.
Yeah, or lower your budget and expectations and buy something cheaper. So
there you go.
There's that
you
too.
heard it from the expert. Also, Shelby, would you recommend if you're buying with friends to buy with just, one other friend or one other couple versus several people?
I think it's so hard to say. I think it's more cooks in the kitchen, right?
Totally.
So there's more people that could get sued or get divorced. So there's more people to influence how things are going to go. I think if I were ever to consider it, I would probably do it with a family member.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, because they have to love you forever, no matter what happens.
Yeah,
friends don't.
Exactly. Maybe my sister, we could do that together. That would be good.
Yeah.
So, and then staying on top of maintaining it. And you mentioned that, you're sharing the costs, but what happens if somebody kind of drops the ball on that? You know what I mean?
I had a friend, I have a friend, and his family owns a cabin with all of their siblings. I think there's like 4 of them. And there's so much maintenance that goes into a cabin. And until you go and watch them do all of this, like, winterizing it and getting it ready for the summer and upkeeping with paint, like painting the cabin all the time. There's just so many things that go into it that you're like, oh, wow, I didn't think about that because I don't own one, right?
And you want to make sure you're getting in with somebody or people who, will take part in helping out with that.
Yeah, I would recommend not buying a place with someone who's lazy because that probably won't work out well for you.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Yeah.
I was going to say it, but I left it to you. I love that. Okay, so obviously lots of things to consider when you're thinking about buying in with others and, trying to get that investment property. But good financial tips and good tips all around. I like it.
Thanks.
Good topic, Shelby. Excellent. Thank you, people out there in the social media world who chose this topic.
Yes.
All right, we'll check in with you soon. Shelby, thank you so much. We're back in a couple of minutes on Midday. Stay with us.